Final Fantasy has a panoply of potables available to buff, burn, debilitate, revitalize, and replenish. And also some that seem normal but are completely broken in the right circumstance. But what is the best item from each game? Starting with the OG, Final Fantasy I. By the way, this video is about usable items only, no equipment. And Final Fantasy I has 2 items that are a cut above the rest. The Mega Elixir, though, is clearly the best contender as it restores all health and magic points. There's one thing I didn't tell you at the beginning of this video. I'm not going to repeat a single item, so you're not going to see the Mega Elixir again for this entire video. In Final Fantasy II, as in Final Fantasy I, reviving yourself is always a choice. Using a tent, staying at an inn, using an elixir, using a curing spell, none of these will bring a dead character back. But there's an item that can take care of that. And sure, you could just use the life spell, but if your healer is down, you're gonna have to bring them back. And while the Sanctuary can do that if you're in town, that's not an option if you're fighting out in the wild. So the best item in Final Fantasy II is definitely the Phoenix Down. If it hadn't already been used, the Mega Elixir would probably take the prize in Final Fantasy III. But since it's gone, there's one other item that provides a fantastic effect: Bacchus's Cider. This casts the haste status on one of your characters, which is incredibly useful to get without needing a spell. It allows you to forego the Time Mage class entirely and get their buffs with less resistance. Bacchus is not done, because in Final Fantasy IV, Bacchus has wine. And Bacchus's wine has 2 effects. Number 1, it makes Tanta very happy. And number 2, it casts the Berserk effect on a character, hypercharging their physical attacks. And if you're bored playing the game the normal way, this can turn even the pitifully weak white mage Rosa into an arrow-slinging behemoth. I mean, okay, that's kind of niche. But you can also use it on Cecil to take all the brain power out of using him. He'll just whack, whack, whack until the enemy dies. All of the items up until now have been pretty straightforward, but Final Fantasy V introduced the Chemist, and this job is insane. Not only does its pharmacology ability double the effect of every used item, but it also gives access to the Mix ability, which will play a part in this game and in a later one. And the pharmacology ability also applies to mixed items. So of course, the item that I chose is involved in several mixes. The Dragon Fang. You're not gonna believe how powerful this is. Mixing it with the Phoenix Down yields Dragon Defense. This ability casts Protect, Shell, Reflect, and Regen on a target, and importantly, it is not blocked by Reflect. That means you can buff someone who normally would reflect the individual spells. Mixing a Dragon Fang with an Ether causes Dragon Shield, which makes a character immune to fire damage.
Nope.
Mixing it with a potion causes Dragon Power, which massively raises a target's level and stacks with other items that do the same. And finally, mixing it with an elixir causes Giant Drink, which doubles a target's health. Altogether, an amazing item, and the Chemist is just broken. This one is rough. I've used up a lot of the good options already, Mega Elixir being the most prominent one, but there's one item class that is so good that buying them is banned in a ton of challenges: Rods. The Thunder, Ice, and Fire Rods all cast a level 2 spell of their respective elements when used as items. And while they're all useful, one of these rods bolts past the finish line: the Lightning Rod. Because when you grab this item from a chest in South Figaro, it trivializes one of the game's early bosses, Tunnel Armor. Using this item on the boss casts Lightning 2, killing it in 1 hit. Shocking, right? There are 2 contenders for best item in Final Fantasy VII. The first, which is not the winner, is the Hero Drink. This item increases attack, defense, magic, and magic defense by 30%, which is huge. But the winner in Final Fantasy VII is the Elixir, not the Mega Elixir. Mega Elixir, I hardly know her. No, the regular elixir. Stop me if you know where I'm going with this. You can't, you're watching a video. If you use an elixir on the magic pot enemy, they will do nothing, let you defeat them, and give you 1000 AP. And in this game, given how long it takes to raise up your materia, any way to speed up that process is welcome. And speaking of speed, I'm looking to speed up the growth of my YouTube channel. So if you love this video, please subscribe. And if you happen to have an extra $5 a month you can spare, consider joining the Tantacles to get early access to my videos and support the channel. Thank you to my current Tantacles and to my current Yacht Club members, Famine and Milky Way, for helping make these videos possible. They're very silly and they take a very long time. And also thank you everyone for watching this far. Subscribe. Items in Final Fantasy VIII are somewhat nerfed. For example, MP doesn't exist, so Mega Elixirs only restore HP. And status, I guess, but I don't care. And also, in order to use items, you have to junction an entirely separate command. This removes your ability to take another useful action, like cast magic or summon. But items in this game have another use. Your Guardian Forces can convert items into magic. Siren, in particular, can convert 10 tenths into 100 Curagas. And she can do this very early in the game. Cat, come here. This cat is my favorite item in my house. Very early in the game, you can just buy 10 tents. And my lawyer says that I'm no longer allowed to pitch a tent on this channel. But Tantacles, I can hear you saying. Curaga heals way more HP than your characters have at the beginning of the game. Why does it matter? Aha! Curaga is not for casting, it's for junctioning. By assigning 100 Curagas to your HP stat, you can skyrocket your HP to massive levels. And what this does is make it trivial to get into critical damage range. Just don't heal up. And when in critical damage range, limit breaks become available, which of course can wreck most enemies within seconds. So yeah, tense. Your tail is like right in my face. Now sadly, I already used tents, which would have initially been my pick. When used on enemies, tents cause blind, poison, and silence, and they can trivialize one of the game's most annoying bosses, Gizmaluke. And I already used Phoenix Downs as well, which also trivialized some of the game's worst bosses. But there's a special item in Final Fantasy IX that coincidentally can also be used as an accessory to teach Garnet the Odin summon, Dark Matter. When thrown at an enemy, Dark Matter deals 9,999 damage to an enemy. And that seems pretty great, doesn't it? Final Fantasy IX has so many items, and this is primarily because Riku has the Mix Overdrive. And there are 7 items: Amulet, Door to Tomorrow, Gambler's Spirit, Pendulum, Underdog Secret, Wings to Discovery, and Winning Formula that all contribute to Riku's 2 best mixes. The first is Hyper Mighty G. This casts Shell, Protect, Haste, Regen, and the very rare Auto Life on all characters. And all 7 of these items can be used to create this concoction. And all 7 of them can be used to create the Quartet of 9 mix, which causes all hits of attacks from all 3 party characters to deal 9,999 damage. But I lied, Riku has 3 best mixes. The final one is Eccentric. This concoction doubles overdrive gain, allowing for insane combos and even allowing you to beat the game with overdrives only, a challenge NG Plus did in one of his videos that I will link in the describly-do. And 6 of these items can be used to create this mix. But the item you need to combine them with, that's the 7th one, the Pendulum, the most flexible mix item in the game and my choice for the best item in Final Fantasy X. Longtime viewers of the channel know that I don't play Final Fantasy XI or any MMORPGs. So the best I could come up with for this one after a ton of research is some sort of meal. Which one? I have no idea. So audience, I need your help. Tell me in the comments what the best item in Final Fantasy XI is. Okay, this one is weird. Hear me out. The best item in Final Fantasy XII is the Remedy. I know, it sounds crazy. Let me unpack it. It's gonna require a little bit of setup because you need to acquire a special accessory in the game, the Niho Palawa, and it's not trivial to get. However, it has an incredible effect. It reverses the effect of all restorative items used by the character. So potions deal damage, Phoenix Downs can kill, and remedies. Remedies will inflict just about every single status effect in the game, unless of course the enemy is immune to them. But the power of this combo is that remedies are not dodgeable. So as long as the enemy isn't immune to a status effect that you're trying to inflict, they have a 100% success rate and can completely debilitate an enemy. That'll let you defeat it without any issues. Most notably, many of the tough marks are vulnerable to a ton of status effects, so you'll be able to finish them off far more easily. This one is hard, but I think the best item in Final Fantasy XIII is the Fortizal. This will cast Bravery, Faith, and Haste at the start of battle, massively increasing your character's damage and speed. And in Final Fantasy XIII, this is huge, because the whole goal of the game is to stagger an enemy and then unload.
Phrasing!
So if you can stagger the enemy before the effects of Fortizal wear off, you'll get a huge multiplicative damage boost and Niho lower the enemy's HP very fast. That was a throwback to the prior section. So in the last 5 minutes, I have not started playing MMOs. Shocker. But I do know someone who does. So when I asked friend of the channel, Wrath Games, what the best item in Final Fantasy XIV is, he said egg. I don't really get it, but what I do understand is that a boiled egg raises EXP gain by 3%, and there's some dude who ate like 138,000 eggs in game. I do not understand. I do not understand. Comment. Tell me what's going on with this. Am I missing something? What's going on with the eggs? Is it a trans thing? Trans rights. Tell me why. I was going to break the rules here and say Mega Elixir, but I have another option. The Mega Phoenix. This will revive all downed characters with 100% of their health and also grants the Phoenix's favor status, which will increase all characters' HP and MP restoration rate. Yes, I could have chosen a strengthening item, but the Mega Phoenix is just irreplaceable. Final Fantasy XVI has only 7 available consumable items, and I am not happy about it. Made a whole video about how that game kind of bites. Discreetly do. But it does have one item that clearly stands above the rest. By completing one of Sharon's quests, you can purchase the last elixir item. If you equip this item and die, it will automatically restore all of your health. That's it. It's a full heal. And while that is a completely unexciting ending to this video, you can click the playlist here to watch more Final Fantasy listicle videos. And see the Discordly do if you want my personal recommendations. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Aurora. Say bye-bye. Look at her little feet. Look at those little feet. Look at her little bean toes. She's so cute. We did it. We recorded a video. You helped by knocking down the speakers. Ah! Okay, bye.